You're listening to the World of Business and Taxes with Mike Lodge, keeping you informed. So let's get started.
And welcome to another podcast of the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. I'm glad that you've joined me. Today we're going to talk about business skills, because if you are running a business, you really need to know that there are some long approved standards of operations in your business skills that still apply today. Even though we've become in this technical world where everything's email, everything's automatic, everything's computerized and everything, there are some items that the basic rules for business and our success that have not gone away. So today we're going to talk about some of the skills and continue to focus on them as we run our businesses. If you're a small business, don't just rely upon the technology, but then we have to worry about the personal skills that we develop as leaders and as business owners. One of them is communication skills, and that's management is still tight with budgets. It needs to be sold on new project ideas. The ability to construct an argument and make your case forcefully and clearly to your boss or to your partners or to your associates, your client or your coworkers will move your ideas to fruition. Computer systems can provide all the information you need, but machines don't know how to package it up to get decision makers excited about lending their support to a project or an idea that you have. It's that communication skills, your ability to tell the story. Remember, I talk to you all the time about telling your business story or telling your personal story or telling your idea. You need to become a good communicator in your storytelling. Then we have to focus on time management and organization. The ability to stay organized and prioritize tasks will go a long way to moving you and your team forward. An application may accomplish a task within a millisecond, but it doesn't know its context on how it fits into the scheme of things of your project or whatever you're working on. It's just as important to be able to make a decision and act on an opportunity now without getting wrapped up by paralysis by analysis. It needs to develop. Time management has to develop results. And it's how you manage your time within your project or within your business that you're going to get results. The other issue is goal setting. No business operation, no matter how automated or virtualized, will get anywhere without a vision of the end result. It is this vision that focuses and solidifies all activities teams are undertaking. Every single day, I sit down early in the morning and I list out what my goals are for that day. I set those goals for myself to accomplish. And I do it for the month, I do it for the quarter, I do it for the year. If you don't have those goals, you're not going to know what you need to get done in order to get to that next step. Success in business requires us to have goals. Now, they're going to move from time to time. They're going to move. Those goals move because things change within business. But at least in the back of your mind or on paper, you know what you want to do, with the same knowledge that you know that things will change. Then we need to talk about delegating. No matter how talented and educated you are, one individual cannot do everything that needs to be done to keep an organization on track towards its goals. I know this for a fact. I deal with it every single day, that there are things that I need to delegate so I can focus on other things. The ability to surround yourself with talented people who can augment your skills will get things done every time without failure. It takes trust, and you have to know that the people that you surround yourself with are better than who you are. So you have to delegate more work out so that you can focus on the overall goal of the company or your business. Then the other skill that we need to think about is our public speaking and presentation skills. The ability to communicate your ideas to audiences will raise your profile to new levels. Web-based conferencing services make it easy, but face-to-face encounters will make lasting impressions. Don't be afraid of public speaking. Get out there and do it, because people will know you by you're able to public speak. Sometimes it's not as easy. You have to build into it, but you can do it. I used to be scared to death to get up. When I first started this podcast, I was afraid to sit down in front of this microphone, because I knew I would be reaching thousands and thousands of people on a daily basis. But I got over it. It's still hard some days, because I'm not sure. My mind is going into so many different directions sometimes, and my public speaking doesn't catch up with my mind sometimes. But that's just a part of being a human being. But I still go out and do it. I still enjoy it, and you can do it also. The other issue is that we don't get involved. Involvement in professional groups and conferences is vital. The best way to exchange ideas, learn new things, and expand your network is to become involved in groups relevant to your craft. This can be through user groups for a particular software environment you work with, or accounting profession that you work with, or other professional associations within your industry. Get involved. There are plenty of websites and forums that enable professionals to engage with one another online. But nothing seals a bond like a face-to-face activity. It's vital. We need this constant focus on face-to-face discussions. Then, passion and determination. I think sometimes we lose it in business because we get so focused on just trying to stay alive sometimes. We lose that passion and we lose our determination. Motivation has to come from within. The drive to excellence is entirely an initial affair. It's an eternal affair. Totally out of reach of an IT system. There is no passion in the emails that we send. We're just trying to get a job done. It has to come within inside of us. Have we that passion and determination? And if you don't, sit back and think about it just a little bit. Maybe there's something that you need to tweak so you get that passion and determination back. In today's political sense, gosh, I have never seen such angry people in my life. I see it every single day. Civility, politeness, and respect. What has happened to that? Nothing makes a business a great place to work more than mutual respect. We may not agree with that person, but we have mutual respect. This should be the golden rule for every tech startup, for every business, every Fortune 500, every healthcare organization out there and public organization that wants to make a positive difference in your community and in your world. Civility, politeness, and respect. It's got to come back. We've got to get back to that. then we have to think about our entrepreneurial and innovation skills. Even in the techiest of places, it takes a sense of imagination to conceive new ways to create value. New ideas aren't generated by machines. They come from the minds of the people using those machines. And then the next thing is something that I talk about in many podcasts, and that's that desire to learn. Nothing beats the value of education, whether it's formal college degrees or completion of training skills in your profession. Even seeking out coworkers on the job for opinions and experiences means the growth of knowledge. But it also means that you have to continually have to ask the questions of people that are surrounding you on a daily basis. And you have to get the books available to you. And you've got to read up on business every single day. And leadership skills and communication skills. The more that you learn, the better of a person you become. You may have spent years in college. You might have gotten your bachelor's. You might have gotten your master's. You might have gotten your doctorate. And you might have learned a lot, but the learning process and the desire to learn continues every day as you reach out to ways to learn more. I've mentioned this before in my podcast that every morning I get up about 5 a.m. I wake up about 5 a.m. and I begin reading. I read on leadership, I read on business, what's happening today in the business world, what's happening in technology, etc., etc. And I continue to do that every single day. And when I find something, I post it. If I find something that I think will benefit other people, I post it because I want other people to learn. That's one of the reasons why I started doing this podcast and doing my blogs, is because I wanted to be able to help my clients learn. I wanted them to think of 2017 as a year that we're all going to learn together. We have to have that desire to learn. And then finally, I want to talk about flexibility and adaptability. A lot of us are rigid. We're not able to adapt. Be open to new ideas, to environments, and responsibilities. Technology will constantly be changing. Professionals need to change as well. When I first started my company, I took on a lot of different clients. I had shipping companies, I had manufacturing companies, I had healthcare companies, I had to be flexible in order to adapt to that company, and I had to do it very quickly. And I became very good at it. And I began to take on challenges that no one else wanted to do within their own companies. So I took them on. But in order to move in quickly, I had to adapt and I had to be flexible. And there were certain things that I could take from one company and move it over into another company because it worked. And the new company had to become flexible and adaptable to a new way of thinking or a new process. If you're flexible and if you're adaptable, if you can adapt to any situation, you can achieve so much more. I think about people who travel. There are really good travelers who can, and I'm proud to say that I'm one of them, that can go into a new country and adapt. And to be able to go with the flow within that country. I remember when I first started doing work in the Philippines, and I was setting up a call center and we were hiring people, and I was getting so frustrated because of the way that they did business. When you said that a meeting was going to be at 2 o'clock, they didn't show up until 5 o'clock. Or on a employee's birthday,